Cholerics feel quite a bit of anxiety, and I will tell you what that anxiety means. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are talking about the choleric temperament, and there are a couple of questions here that I want to answer. One of them is, why does my partner take charge of our relationship goals, decisions, without asking for my input? And then the second one is, why does my partner get frustrated when things don't go as planned in our relationship? I want to remind us that the choleric is goal-directed, task-oriented, and they seem to be very one-minded when they know the goal and they know the task. They are going to be very focused on completing the task, completing it well, and completing it on time. That can help us understand the reason why they would be frustrated when things don't go as planned, because they are goal-driven, they dislike unpredictability, they see disruptions as obstacles to progress. So when they are thinking whatever the goal is, and there are delays, there are going to be disruptions, what they do is the frustration comes up, and unfortunately for the choleric, they speak before they think about what they are saying or how it will be received. And so we want to make sure as a choleric that you pay attention to your anxiety. Cholerics feel quite a bit of anxiety, and I will tell you what that anxiety means. It means that I feel I cannot predict what's gonna happen, and so I find myself with a lot of apprehension. It's the fear of the unknown. What if something bad happens and I don't complete my goal and I don't complete my task? And also there is the issue of loss of control, the powerlessness, the helplessness that is triggered within a choleric individual. And therefore, once you start to speak in that space of powerlessness and helplessness, you are going to express a lot of frustration, sometimes even anger, and other times even rage. Because again, remember, your goal is to get to the completion of the task within good time and to do it correctly, rightly, or perfectly. So you are struggling as a choleric with impatience because someone else is delaying you getting to the goal. Now there is also something else. If you are a choleric who is also a sanguine, one of the things that you will hear your partner telling you is that you lie. And the reason why a choleric sanguine is going to lie is because they don't want the disruptions. It's because they are thinking, if I tell you what I'm doing, you are going to start asking me questions, you are going to derail me from the progress I need to make. And so what am I going to do? I am going to withhold information. And I do hear people saying that they don't understand. Why would you not tell me? And I want to say this to couples who are experiencing that, which you are calling the lies. It is important for you guys to go deeper, to ask the question, what causes you? Be curious. Don't ask, why do you lie to me? No, be curious. Say to your partner, the way that I know you as a person who is well capable of being honest about what is going on. So I always get confused when you are not honest about something. So what is it about me that triggers you to not tell me the truth, to not be honest with me? If you approach the questions like that, then you can reduce the amount of attack and defend that sometimes people experience within that space of disagreement. Because again, with the choleric, if you feel questioned and if you feel challenged or criticized, immediately you're going to do the same thing. You are going to attack and you are going to criticize and judge. And that is where you hear, especially people who are choleric sanguine, that is where you will hear, even you do. So instead of dealing with the issue that is on hand. Individuals who are married to cholerics, if your goal is to resolve something, if your goal is to ask for something, understanding or you want to be able to have clarity about your choleric partner's actions or attitude or way of doing something. Learn how not to put them on the defense or attack. Learn how to speak, like I was talking to also the choleric, to learn how to not be abrasive when they need to connect with their partners. Learn how to come with a soft beginning. Start off softly. Probably you are thinking, it doesn't help even when I do that, they still become, they still attack and they are defensive. Now, when it comes to that, a person, sometimes you as a choleric, you have your own what we call unresolved woundedness that is triggered within you whenever your partner questions why you did some things. And this could be because when you were growing up, there was quite a bit of criticism, and so you are constantly questioned, or if you made a mistake, you are heavily criticized or punished. Or it could be that you are one of those kids who are never disciplined. If you did something and it was wrong, your parents were very permissive, so they didn't hold you accountable. And so now when you enter into an adult relationship, you have always developed this independence to do things your way and not to have to deal with how other people are experiencing you. And so you tend to be naturally very reactive, argumentative, but also you use what we call contempt to stonewall. So if your partner is looking for you, is looking to understand what's going on, you immediately go into stonewalling by using contemptuous ways of talking. Accountability in a relationship is a requirement that will help the two of you develop connections, keep those connections, but also continue to progress together, because then it creates safety and trust. Where there is accountability, there is predictability, there is consistency, and those are the two ingredients of safety and trust within a relationship. Everywhere a choleric goes, they will naturally assume a leadership role, and they believe, because they have the ability to be decisive, they believe that it is going to benefit the relationship. And the problem is, if there is no collaboration with the team, if there is no collaboration with your partner, what will happen is that then you are a lone ranger kind of thing, and you are moving on and your partner is way back there. And that is what I was talking about in a previous video, that you want to make sure in your leadership as a choleric, you also make sure that your partner and the people you are leading, they don't develop a resentment towards you. And because if they do and you feel it, then you are going to become arrogant, and you are going to become more dismissive and more distant, and therefore the cycle will continue, and eventually those relationships, they don't last long because of that. So there is a need to repair, and how you're going to repair is, first of all, by accepting this is the way I'm wired. And then second, like I have said over and over again, develop higher levels of emotional intelligence in terms of empathy, knowing or being interested to know how your partner is experiencing you, but also self-regulation. Understand, what is it that my partner triggers in me that causes me to go into this space where I cannot control how I act and how I say things, and I say things that later on I regret. So you want to make sure that you allow yourself to do that self-awareness, other awareness, self-regulation, and learn more about skill building in terms of relationship. I always say, to your love, add these things: skills of communication, effective communication, skills of personal confidence, and not arrogance. No matter how my partner triggers me, I am confident that I can handle it, and I don't have to allow myself to go into spaces of out of control behaviors. So I hope this is helpful for you as a choleric, for you who is in a relationship with a choleric, and I look forward for you reaching out to me and allowing me to support you in your relationship with yourself, that is self-awareness, but also in your relationship with your spouse. Until next time, continue to live by design.